And whenever you think there are no more of those people left in public life and that everything's been demeaned, somehow I think our ancestors send up to us these little reminders. These people who pop up in towns across New Jersey who care so much about their community that they're willing to sacrifice a lot personally to make a difference. And so this is my time and Kim's time and Mary Pat's time to make that sacrifice. And so I was not going to come here tonight, and I'm not going to give some speech about my 8-point plan for this and my 14-point plan for that. You want to see that stuff, go on my website. It's all on there. Take a look. See the stuff you like, see the stuff you don't like. Send me an email back about what you like and don't like. That's not what tonight is about for me, because that's not what my relationship with Kate has been about. It's been about something much more basic than that, and something much more at our core. Because here I am, a right-of-center Republican, in the home. I know, it kills you, Kate, I'm sorry. Kate, just slightly right-of-center. Kate, I'm right-of-center. Hey, listen, what can you do? But I'm in the home of a liberal Democrat who's now fanning herself. All right? And so we're not here, and sorry, Kate, a drink quickly. But we're not here together because of those things. We're here together because of something much, much more basic. And I'll end with this. You know, one of the best books that I've ever read, and I hope many of you in this room have read, is David McCullough's book on John Adams. And it should really be called John and Abigail Adams, because if you read the book, it's as much about Abigail Adams as it is about John Adams. It's about this extraordinary couple who, more than almost anyone else, with the possible exception of George Washington, you know, are responsible for us standing here right now, living in freedom and liberty and hope. And the book is extraordinary. It's extraordinary because it details the great, great sacrifices that those folks made in a completely selfless way to build something for us. And as Adams got near the end of his life, an extraordinary life, where not only did he get to be president, but he watched his son become president, and then his son get kicked out of office, as he had after one term. Adams became very concerned and a little bit embittered at the end of his life about the revolution that he had helped to create. And he was worried about his revolutionary brothers and sisters in the United States as it neared its 50th birthday, that they had lost their fervor for freedom and liberty, that they had forgotten that democracy is not a spectator sport, but something that you have to participate in, that you not only have an opportunity to do it, but an obligation to do it. So Adams began writing in his diary for posterity. He knew he was close to death, and he began writing messages for us, for future Americans. And one of those passages he wrote in his diary for posterity has stuck with me, and I want to share it with all of you because I think it's very relevant to what we're doing here tonight and what we're going to be doing over the next 58 days. Adams wrote this in his diary for us. He said, "You shall never know the great sacrifices that were made to secure for you your liberty. I pray you will make a good use of it. For if you do not, I shall repent in heaven for ever having made the sacrifice at all." And I will tell you, over the 7 years I was a United States Attorney, I wondered, as I was walking out to any number of those 100 or so press conferences announcing the indictment or conviction of another public official, whether Adams had enough time in heaven to do the repenting he was doing for what was going on in New Jersey. And what I realized when I thought about it was that he didn't mean that. He meant something much more basic. Because I'm sure there were corrupt politicians back in Adams' time as well. But what Adams meant was the obligation that we all have to persevere and to rise above the petty challenges and the disagreements and the corruption, because we have an obligation to our children and grandchildren as Adam saw his obligation to us, to have a country and a state that we can be proud to pass on to them and say, I did my best, now it's your turn. That's what I think about all the time when I hear that passage, and I can't tell you how many times I think about that when I'm riding, not in that bus, because we got 7 kids in that bus. You can't think about much of anything. There's 7 kids in the bus. When I'm riding in the car around the state of New Jersey, and I'm feeling a little bit discouraged about whatever's happened in the campaign that day, I think about that. And it's one of the things that keeps me going. And I suspect that whether it was conscious or just subconscious, it's one of the things that kept Kate going during the time that she was doing and continues to do what she does for our community and for our state. And I think it's one of the things, a common belief in that principle, that brings us together today. And so we've got 58 days to go to fulfill the challenge of John and Abigail Adams, to make a good use of the freedom and liberty that they sacrificed so much to give to us. And that's much more important than any 10-point plan on ethics or any 8-point plan on jobs or a 12-point plan on taxes. Because if we don't get that right, we have no hope of getting the rest of it right. So I am thrilled to be here. I am inspired by your presence here, because it lets me believe that the pettiness that exists in politics can be overcome by people like us. And if we do that, then we will have fulfilled that obligation to Adams, but even more importantly, we'll fulfill the obligation we have to our kids and our grandkids to leave them this better place. So I am thrilled to be here. I am happy to continue to have Kate as a friend. And we will work as hard as we can between now and November to make sure that we fulfill those principles and goals. So Kate, thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me ruin your reputation with that bus. And thank you for your friendship and for your inspiration over the years. I think we were both good for each other, and I hope that we're going to continue to be over the next number of years, that we continue our friendship. Thank you all very, very much.